I'm working on machine quilting a gray and colored sweet tooth cutie quilt. The gray is the background, and then I have different colors here making up the squares. When I quilt this quilt, I like to quilt ribbon candy in each of the background color strips, leaving the bright colors alone so that they pop a little more. To make ribbon candy easier, I have a ribbon candy stencil. This has a 1 inch, a 2.5, and a 3.5 inch border of ribbon candy. The 1 inch border is what I'm going to use here in the 1 inch strip. And then I'm going to be using my quilt pounce pad. I can see through this stencil enough to be able to position the pattern right across that strip of fabric. And I'm going to take my pounce pad and I'm going to swipe it across so the ribbon candy ends up on that strip of fabric. I'm going to do the same thing on all 3 strips in the block. Here we go. But I'm not going to go any further than this one block because I can brush the powder off with my hands while I'm moving the fabric. And I'm instead going to mark a little, quilt a little, and then mark the next block once I'm done. So I am approximately following these chalk lines. If I miss a little, the chalk lines will be gone and no one will ever know. What it's going to do is help me keep the shape and the spacing of the ribbon candy. Now, if I need to stop to reposition my hands, what I'm going to do is stop at either the top center or the bottom center of the ribbon candy because it's closest to the seam line and it will disguise any accidental jogs I might have when I stop and restart. So my ribbon candy ended up here, up at the top, and what I want to do is stitch down on this row. I could make a knot here, but instead I am going to do a little free motion stitch in the ditch, just sneak right down the side and put my needle where I need to be to start the next row of stitching. And here once again, my needle has ended at the top of the stitching line, but I want to come down here. So I'm going to subtly stitch in the ditch right down there and start stitching again. Now that I've finished here, the next place I want to quilt is going to be in the vertical areas of this block. So I'm going to get my stencil, mark these, stitch down here, stitch across here, and then I'll be ready to stitch the next block. So hopefully that will make ribbon candy stitching easier for you.